It says episode 25. I think that's correct.
That sounds close enough. There's no way of knowing, unfortunately.
There is no way of knowing what episode this is, but we're going to assume.
I'm going to trust the note.
And as much as we're making headway on catching up to Iron Man Insider, the production company they use to make their podcast is pushing them along at an equal rate.
So we're going to have to do something about that.
We're going to have to do something about that. So, welcome to 500 Cots.
Cots? This is where you can get a cot for your tent.
Yeah. We've got hanging cots. We've got beach cots. We've got bunk cots.
It's the French pronunciation.
Oh, well, after all the Tour de France we've been watching, that seems appropriate.
Yes, that is my phone ringing.
You want to take that?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and put this on hold.
500 Cots will be back after this short break. And we're back.
So welcome to 500 Cots.
I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, the How to Ski It podcast, How to Ski It YouTube.
I wanted to do a How to Ski It, and we, believe it or not, we do pre-work a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
We make an Apple Note, and we were working on the one for How to Ski It. And our next episode is going to feature John Denver. Obviously, John Denver's not going to be on because he's no longer with us.
That would be weird.
But he's a instrumental person in Colorado skiing.
Yeah.
But that's for a different podcast.
Well, I'm also interested about that because there'll be a lot of information that's new to me on John Denver.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to learn.
I wish we were Never mind.
Welcome to How to Ski It.
So this is 500 Cots, or no, it's 500 Cats, and it's episode 25. And we're going to start off. And if you haven't listened to us before, which I'm surprised that this podcast grows.
Me too. It's like just word of mouth too.
Yeah, because it's terrible.
It's terrible. And yet everyone that listens is like, I love your podcast so much. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, I feel like that's my reaction too. Or I do like that it does keep some people, clients and friends and family, informed on what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we haven't done one in 2 weeks, so let's go back a couple weeks. We're in the thick of the Tour de France. We don't have anything to do with it, but we love watching.
Yep.
And it's been an exciting Tour de France. And then we took a break from the Tour de France to do IRONMAN Lake Placid, which is one of the biggest events that we do every year because it's a 6-person production on the ground, and then it's a broadcast in an area where there's absolutely no cell service.
None.
And we used to time delay it.
Yeah.
We would just cover the very end of the bike and the run and do like a recap of what had happened prior to that.
And people lost their smack over that. Like, if you deprive an Ironman fan spectator from watching a pro race, and they can go and look at the tracker and see how the swim ended, but you're just airing the swim now, they declare
war.
Yes.
Well, honestly, it's some sort of a conspiracy in the end, is that Ironman doesn't want to provide it, or, that Lake Placid doesn't allow. Like, there's all the conspiracy theories that you can imagine that come out of a delayed start like that.
So last year we decided to cover the whole race. It was rough.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Because it was just blurry. We call it potato cam or taties. And that's just when you see blurriness and stuff like that. But this year we had 6 Starlinks. We had Starlinks on the motos, and we had Starlinks on the boats for the swim, which we haven't done that before. And it made a huge difference. It wasn't Tatey free, which I'll be honest, our tests were almost Tatey free. And then the broadcast was not. And it was switching a lot of cameras. It was like, here's first place male, here's fourth place female, second place male, sixth place female, first place female. That were just switching around, trying to keep quality footage on screen, which to me makes just a little more sense than a really fluid story. Mm-hmm. Because a really fluid story in Lake Placid would be here's the first place female in high def. Here's the first place female where you can almost make out that it's somebody riding a bike. And then here's some color bars and back to blurry. So that was rough.
But I will also say, like, amongst the places that comments were permitted, they were pretty tolerant overall, although a lot of people were, why do we keep seeing this, this, and this? And you want to say, because that's the only camera signal we currently have. And so you're going to be heavy on one race or the other race while they're going through, you know, a garbage zone, or maybe it's a place where too many trees, so Starlink isn't working. So it is, I will say though, best comments of the year, they were the least aggressive and rude.
And that is because of distribution contracts that don't allow for it to be on YouTube in North America, is why the comments were good.
Yeah.
And this is true, and you guys would agree with this. When we broadcast in Europe and North America, and comments are open to both, when it's the middle of the night, the comments are good because it's the middle of the day in Europe.
Yep.
And then when people start to wake up in the United States, they wake up, and you know what they want for breakfast?
Hate.
Blood.
Blood.
And so not having the comments available to comment in North America always makes for a good broadcast.
Well, no. I'm sorry. That is not true.
Usually.
I was going to say, what was the race before Lake Placid?
Well, see, and you're about to mention some kind of race that took place during normal American hours.
No. I'm talking
like
about, it was a
Cairns
European audience.
Or Swansea.
Oh, I think it was maybe Swansea. And it was
Swansea.
Yeah. That was during the day in Europe. And obviously, it was in Wales.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people watching, and there was a lot of not very nice comments. And it's interesting because it's not just at us. I mean, they hate us, but like they hate each other. They fight with each other. It's there's a lot of vitriol in there.
And I've given up on negative comments, and I just got on board. Like I was on all weekend on Vail's website, just trashing them.
They didn't even say anything. They were like, look at our new Avalanche puppy. And he was just like, why is your parking so bad?
Oh, yeah, that was for another podcast. So, all in all, Lake Placid, from a broadcast standpoint, was the best we've ever done. But I think it was, when I walked out of here, as bad as I've ever felt from a broadcast, because I think I came in with this attitude, like, and I got to direct the show, and that's where you say, I want to see this camera. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. And everybody did their job, and everybody did a great job, but it just, we keep, and I think we've mentioned this, we keep track of mistakes on a whiteboard and how many mistakes that you make. And I had like 20.
No, you did not. Matt wrote a whole bunch of those afterward. That is not the number of real mistakes.
It does say 17 on it.
I had like 20.
No.
And in all honesty, I had like 20. And they were just little things. But I think the sign of when somebody's really dropped the ball is when the LiveView logo goes out over the air.
But I feel like the time it happened, you didn't have a chance to not have it happen.
It didn't go to
It just came. Yeah. It usually goes good quality, Tatey's, Frozen, LiveView logo. And yours went good quality, LiveView logo.
Yeah. So I walked out sad.
Yeah.
But you guys, you and Dylan,
Yep.
had nothing to do with Lake Placid.
Nothing.
Because you guys had your own broadcast that same day.
Exact same day, same time.
Terrible idea.
Terrible idea.
We're a company of 10 people that don't use a schedule. Yeah. So we agreed to do 2 live broadcasts at the exact same time with one studio.
Yep. And so ours was the FoCo Fondo in Fort Collins, Colorado, just an hour and a half north of here. Yeah, yep. North. I know my directions. And so we did it entirely on site, switched on site and everything, but the switching happened in the cloud. So we still used LiveView like we always do. And then our backpacks went to our cloud service, which is LiveView Studio. And we switched inside of LiveView Studio on the ground. And it went great. We also used Starlinks on our motos. And we had a moto for the men, a moto for the women, and a moto for the elite non-binary category, which is awesome. They had 7 riders in that category. I think it was the second year they've done that, which is awesome. It's awesome to give coverage everywhere.
That's cool.
And yeah, I thought that was cool too. And I didn't get to watch your broadcast, but every once in a while, because I was still here in the studio, it was on one of our monitors, I could look over and see. And I looked over at one point and people were riding through like a grassy field with cows. And I recognized somebody. I actually recognized 2 people, Alexi Vermillion, who was in the mix all day. There was 2 guys that went out in front. And then I recognized Lauren Stevens because she wears that red, white, and blue kit.
Yeah.
But
she was out front the whole time.
The quality of the footage was amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. We used, for the first time, every camera was on a gimbal, and it looked like art.
And
it looked like we were shooting.
Only going to be that way in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And back to the non-binary division, I know we are woke.
Yep, absolutely.
Absolutely. And we all love that idea.
Yeah.
And we talked about it. Well, does Iron Man do this? And they do. And I had to remind some of our coworkers that when we raced Ironman Coeur d'Alene, I know that you and me raced, and it's not called the non-binary division. It's called open.
Yes.
And we raced in the open division, not for any other reason, but to show support.
100%.
For right or wrong. I mean, I don't think there is a wrong, but I'm just saying it was just to show support.
Yep.
Because I didn't want the open division at Ironman Coeur d'Alene to be 2 people.
Right.
I knew if I did it, it was 3, and if you did it, and I think we figured out it was 25 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And so, hats off to FoCo Fondo for, making the sport more inclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know Ironman does a great job. I don't want to leave them out.
Yeah.
They do a great job at that. And most of our customers, because we kind of have a little bit of a litmus, if you're going to be a customer of ours, you can't be a jerk.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but hats off to them.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I agree. And it was such a cool vibe. So Dylan was out with a handheld camera at the start. And so they're all lined up, but everyone in the non-binary was pretty much friends. Like they had kind of helped coordinate it. And so there's athletes that we knew from Ironman, like Rach McBride. They were there racing, and it was just cool. It was a cool vibe because they were all there to just have a great day, and they're still racing for money because it's still an elite division, and they were racing. It was awesome.
And it took place at the New Belgium Brewing in Fort Collins, Fat Tire Beer, blah,
I
blah,
heard
blah.
you guys had a terrible site visit. It was awful to go up there and hang out and get to do Fort Collins and check out the course. And
I didn't go on a site visit.
I did.
I'm
Thanks
sorry.
for-
I made eye contact with
Yeah,
you too when
you made
I
it
said
like
that.
I got to go on a site visit. No, I was probably
It wasn't that great
somewhere
because we
else.
didn't drink beer. It was in the morning.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
there you
bummer.
go.
But we did drive around the course with the race organizers who are also professional gravel/mountain bike riders. And for us being new to the sport, they taught us a lot.
Nice.
And this is
It's
why
a beautiful course.
This
too.
is why people do this. This is why people do that. But back to that, it is an absolutely beautiful course.
Yeah.
Fantastic organization. Hope to be involved again next year.
Yeah,
Hope
absolutely.
that it's on a different day than Lake Placid.
That would be ideal.
And that's not all we did in Lake Placid. To be clear, Ryan and the rest of the gang, Eddie and Lane and Eric and Michael LaFiles, and there had to be one more. Oh, no. Jason Chance.
Yes.
Were there, and they did the on-site support. So that's like sound, power, internet, point of sale setup. And they made an amazing video. It hasn't been posted to YouTube yet, but it was done by 9 a.m. the next day. Lane was the editor on that. All those guys shot. And man, and you don't hear me brag about us much, but we can paint an event in a great light. When it was a great event.
Right.
It rained a lot.
Yep. A lot. All day.
And that also caused problems for the broadcast that connections that are just metal on metal than when you put a bunch of water in there aren't as good of connections as they were. So we did have lots of cameras and stuff go out throughout the day because it just poured rain.
Yeah.
But that's how it is every year in Lake Placid.
Yeah. I mean, Lake Placid is known for rain, at least for Ironman.
But I would say keep your eyes open for that to get posted because I thought Lane did an excellent job. I felt the emotion of the event. It was awesome.
They did a great job. And
Yeah.
so I can't wait. So follow Ironman on YouTube and hopefully they'll post that sometime. If not, maybe we'll just post it. And then I think the highlight
Yes.
to Lake Placid was we've said how much Ryan High has let us down, that he's on the broadcast every weekend and he's never done the robot. Lo and behold, Ryan Kelly does the robot on the air. None of us notice
Yes.
until the next day we're recording the Athletic Brewing post-race show. And that's when we see in the edit, Ryan Kelly doing the robot on the air live. And we didn't even see it live, but, and we did post that to our social. So if you follow us on BCC Live on Facebook, fair use.
You got to zoom in there, though, just to be clear.
He's on the
it's not
left-hand side of the
obvious.
screen.
Yeah.
So that was I felt a little icky coming out of that weekend as much as it was probably as a company our most successful weekend ever. And that's not even to mention that we had Ironman 70.3 Ohio, which they jump off a boat
Yeah.
to start the race. Yeah, super cool. And then we had Ironman 70.3 Oregon. And
Some people say Oregon, some people say Oregon. It goes either way.
I think in this case, it's Ironman 70, all caps, Ironman 70.3 Oregon
Okay, thank you. Yes.
is what I've been told.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And I've been to almost every race in North America a dozen times, and I haven't been to either one of those.
Interesting.
Oregon
Yeah.
or Ohio. I have been to Lake Placid 12, 13 times.
I know. Well, I have to tell you that for me, the broadcast, what the most fascinating part is I've been to Lake Placid, I don't know, 15 times, never seen the bike course. First time actually seeing the bike course was during the broadcast this year.
Because of Starlink.
Right.
And I agree. There was lots of things that I knew were there. Like there's like a moose sign or moose statue kind of thing. And I remember seeing it in the Ruvi recording.
Yeah.
And then I remember when you drive in from Burlington, Vermont, you go past it. And here's a tip if you're going to Lake Placid. If you're flying, fly into Burlington. You are going to have to pay like $20 to ride the ferry across Lake Champlain. But then you go past a fish hatchery, you follow the Ausable River. It's
Nice.
amazing.
I've not ever gone in from that direction. I've
'Cause-
always been Albany.
Yeah, which isn't terrible, but it's the best drive into Burlington. And we just decide by price, so we don't choose because of that.
You mentioned the Ruby recording. That's the only time I've ever gone out on the bike courses. I recorded that.
Oh,
It was
nice.
awesome. I miss those. You just crank up some tunes and drive the course. It's a lot of fun.
That was the year that you guys, I don't even know how to politely say it, taped up the car with fluorescent tape and wrote Ruby all over it and stuff. Oh, no, full
I've
gas.
never done that.
It was full gas. And then somebody posted it to the internet, like saying how bad of a job it was, who also turned out to be a friend of ours. And so if you did full gas in Lake Placid, that was you.
There's no way. I've never taped up a car like that.
That's an Edism right there.
Oh, Ed and Ryan Kelly are the ones that I have no idea
You'll have to show me because I don't remember
why
that.
they think taping the car and riding full gas all over it. And the person that sent me the picture was somebody who we work for. And they thought it was funny too. And I was like, man, none of this is funny. Anyway, moving on. So then we went.
I just can't. I'm like, whoa. I'm getting thrown under a bus here.
Well, how did
we'll
you
move on.
record it? Because first it was one of the Edwards, Matt Edwards. And then
It must have been when they changed the course.
after the pandemic, we came back and they changed the course. But I thought that was the year of the tape job.
All right,
sure it
this
was
will
Placid?
be
We're
going
gonna
under
investigate.
review, and we'll come back
We
to
will
this one.
investigate.
I've got pictures.
No one is doubting you. We're going to figure out who the culprits were and get
I know who the culprits are. It's Eddie and Ryan Kelly. And then why can't I think of his name who works for Mark Lease?
Andy.
Yeah, he's the one that, Andy Cicero is the one that posted it to social. And then I politely asked him if he could take it down, and he felt bad. And I wasn't mad. I just said, hey, this is actually us. Because he was bashing our customer.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on as promised. Then we came home and we went to Leadville.
Yeah.
To do a site visit. And we went 4-wheeling for like 6 hours.
In the van.
In the van. It was fun.
With the client in the vehicle.
Yeah.
New client. Like him.
Yeah. And it was fun. And we got to see the course. And man, it seems hard. I know that I knew the Leadville 100 would be difficult.
Yeah.
But when we got like 10 miles in and there were people walking their bikes because it was so steep.
Yeah.
People that looked fit, and they were on hundo bikes. And
right. Yes.
So
we saw people walking. It was an interesting course ride. Learned a lot about the course at the Leadville 100.
Learned a lot about the course at the Leadville 100, but wasn't able to cover the whole course. Mm-hmm. Two things. I don't think the van was making it over power line. And in hindsight, there's no way the van was making it over power line. And then we just ran out of time on the far end of the course.
Yeah.
So we went back this past weekend and took a dirt bike. Yeah. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
I have found the funnest thing you can do in our business is site surveys on dirt bikes.
Nice.
So, and it crushed it over Powerline and Columbine and stuff. So we're broadcasting.
Mm-hmm.
The announcement comes out today, so we'll be sure to not release this podcast until
that announcement happens.
So we're broadcasting the Leadville 100 live, and the word on the street is that it's not possible.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Knocking on wood.
I have a high level of confidence because
I do too.
We drove the whole course, and we drove most of the course in the van. And if you could cover it in the van, which you couldn't, we would have had coverage for like 75% of the course. And when we add a helicopter into the mix and a couple drones, I think we're going to get that up to like 90%, maybe not higher than that. And so one of the things we do in broadcasting is when you can't cover everything, you just switch genders. So if you're covering the women, you switch to the men, or if you're covering the men, you switch back to the women to make it look like you can cover the whole course. And there's not very many courses that we have 100% coverage.
Yeah, totally.
I think also after Lake Placid, if we can cover Lake Placid, we can cover anything.
Yeah.
There's more cell service in the 100 miles at the Leadville 100 than there is in the 112 miles in Lake Placid by a factor of
by a lot.
By a lot. So I think we'll have a good chance of doing that. So stay tuned. August 9th.
Yep.
At like 6 a.m. Mountain Time.
You could have said any date there and I would be like, yeah.
So I hope you'll tune in and watch us wildly succeed or wildly fail. There is no in between.
There's no
So
in
one
between.
of the things that was interesting for me is I went to Leadville last year as a spectator. My sister raced and got the belt buckle, the small buckle. And I had sort of envisioned what the race was like for her. And then when we drove the course, it was way harder than I had envisioned. And when we got home that night, I called her and said, wow, holy smokes. I don't think I expected that first 10 miles where it's really rocky and then it's got the, huge hairpin.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the course to be, I thought it was going to be mountain bike, but more gravelly.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that kind of mountain with all the rocks and all of that. So I was super impressed with what the athletes go through. And I think it'll be interesting for other people who've maybe been in my shoes as a spectator who has only gone to the places that they allow you to help your athletes to really get to see what the course is all about.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to be tough for the athletes.
Definitely.
I mean, it's going to be tough for us too, but it's going to be tough for the athletes. So when we went back for the second site visit this past weekend, they were having the stage race, and where we camped, we got to see the stage race go by. And I'll be honest, I've been covering bike racing now for a little while. I was shocked at how fast they were going. Men and women went by at the same speed I was riding the course on my motorcycle.
That's crazy.
It was impressive.
Yeah.
So we look forward to that. That should be, our time will be somewhat consumed with that. But in the meantime, Marcus, you're going to IRONMAN Canada.
Ottawa.
Tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow at 3 a.m. I got to leave my house.
Does he have a 6 a.m. flight?
Yeah.
But you're flying direct, right?
No. So I'll have fun in Chicago tomorrow night, and then hopefully on Wednesday get to Canada.
And Ottawa is the home of Mark Roy,
Yeah.
a longtime friend and coworker, used to be the owner of Sports Stats.
I've shipped some stuff there, so
We ordered our internet equipment to his house.
yeah. So, hopefully he didn't mind that.
And listen, this is how you determine if you're going to ship something to somebody's house or office. You know what he did when he got it?
Texted, said, I got it.
Sent a text message with photos.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like it doesn't seem like a lot, but think about how many people we work with across all industries that you would say, oh man, I sent this. I told you I was sending it, first of all.
Yeah.
And I sent it a month ago, and they'd go, oh yeah, that might be that box that's out on my porch.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
thanks to him, I know he's excited to have the Ironman gang in his hometown of Ottawa. And then Ironman Canada has moved around Canada. It started in Penticton back in the early 80s, and then it went to Whistler in 2010 or 11, and then it went back to Penticton, and now it's in Ottawa.
Yep.
So exciting stuff. I know I love Ironman Canada regardless of where it is, so I will be a little bit sad that I won't be there, but also glad I'm going to be home.
Yeah. I'm excited. It should be good. First year race you'll have to learn a lot on the ground, but I'm excited for it.
And you're going to fly a drone.
That's the goal.
Hey, you know what you should also do? You should look for internet locations in the park. So next year you can order physical internet to the park.
Yeah, that would be good. It's always interesting going to a new country, which, I mean, we've been to Canada before, but going to a new country and having to learn their like drone laws. And you look on their website and it says, hey, you're good. Don't do anything. And then someone else is like, no, you have to do something. And then, yeah, it's very interesting to try to figure out what is required. And laws are always changing. They just updated some of their drone laws on like April 1st that, yes, I'm going to fly a drone.
And to complicate everything, some of the course takes place at the country's capital.
Yes.
And so it'd be like flying a drone in Washington, D.C., which is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, second to Kona, Washington, D.C. is extremely difficult. So Ottawa, it's been half of all the emails we've traded over the event. I'm a third.
Maybe I'd say a solid third.
That's a lot considering we ordered all the equipment.
Yes.
So we'll see if
we'll see if it happens.
Marcus gets to fly a drone next week. We'll connect probably after Leadville because it's going to be a busy couple weeks.
It is.
And then also last weekend was Ironman 70.3 Boise, and it's kind of a new race. We held the race a few times in I think 2008 and 9, maybe 7 and 8, and then 10.
No, I think it was like 11 maybe or 12.
Yeah, either
I'm
way.
gonna Google that.
Yeah,
That's a while
Google it
back.
up because it was one of WTC's first races
Oh, really? Okay.
that they had Louisville and Kona, of course.
Right.
And then they added in the World Championships in Clearwater. And again, we won't go into this whole story, but there was NA sports races and WTC races.
Yeah.
And in one year, they added Boise and Rhode Island.
All right.
2008 and 2015, which I didn't actually realize it ran for 7 years.
It didn't.
Okay.
It was like 2 years, maybe 3 years. Because remember, then it turned into a night race.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. So, and that was also like the lore of finishing an Ironman at dark, a full Ironman is great.
Yeah.
But it didn't pan out so well for 70.3. And then we just had some tough weather. But it's back, and I heard it was a smash hit. And one of the reasons I know it was a smash hit is I saw it on ESPN.
Yeah.
And man, that was cool that ESPN is doing a thing about sports in 50 states. And Idaho was Ironman 70.3 Boise.
Nice.
And that was cool.
That is cool. I mean, it's always cool whenever something that you're doing gets that much recognition.
Yeah. And we got to see some of our footage on ESPN, and that always feels
cool.
good. So
Yeah.
Ryan and Eddie and Corey were up there, and best I can tell, they put on a great race. And we also had Ironman 70.3 Maine last weekend, and Dylan and Eric were there. And it's in Augusta, Maine now, which is the state's capital. And it's only like a town of 20,000 people, but it's the state capital, which is pretty small. Our state capital here in Denver is 1 million people.
Yeah.
So anyway, but great race. I would like to voice one complaint is the best venue in all of sports used to be Old Orchard Beach. And that's where Ironman 70.3 Maine was. And Old Orchard Beach was the best, but I hear Augusta's nice too.
Yeah.
But I miss Old Orchard Beach. So, and then we talked about you're in Ottawa, but we have the Littleton Twilight Criterium this weekend. It's the first time we've ever covered a criterium.
Yeah.
And it's just different because it's
I'm
like
excited.
camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we just do that all day, around and around and around.
Yeah. Well, and it's twilight, so it'll be going into night. I'm excited to see this. I think it's going to be really cool. I wish I got to be there, but it's going to be cool.
I was thinking that I'm going to get to be a camera operator, which I'm super pumped about. But I was also just thinking to myself, how cool would my new sunglasses be to capture some social content
Yeah.
for our coverage of the race?
Totally.
A bunch of people here at BCC got the new Oakley Metas.
Yeah.
I rode the Leadville 100 course on my motorcycle with them, and they're fantastic.
Fantastic.
They look terrible.
Hey.
No, look, he's right. I don't have a face made for Oakley glasses. I'll say that.
Not those.
They're very unique, and that doesn't generally fit my style.
Here's the
I
thing,
thought
though.
they looked good.
Here's the thing. You don't have to see them if you're wearing them.
It's true. It's everyone else's problem.
They have wonderful lenses. They sound great. They take amazing video, 3K video,
Yep.
which is kind of a weird number of Ks.
Yeah, it is a weird number of Ks, but I'll take it.
Yeah, but great video that you can punch in on. The photos, took a little picture of my little dog and zoomed in on it, and at like 3x zoom, and this is in post, so after the photo's been taken, it still was crisp and clean.
It looks great.
So kudos to Meta and Oakley, and not forgetting about Ray-Ban. They paved the way. We still have our Ray-Ban Metas, but I've switched.
I have two. I still, obviously, I'm not going to get rid of my others, but I'm pretty much only going to use my Oakleys unless I switch out my lenses to make them indoor glasses.
Yeah, and he's talking about the transition lenses.
Yeah.
And I had a pair of Meta Ray-Bans that had those that died. And that's one thing I'm hoping Oakley will do better. Because I've had 2 pairs of Meta Ray-Bans that died, and they made it impossible. The first time they gave me a gift card.
Yep.
So I got a new pair of glasses. I'd say that worked out pretty well. But then the second pair of glasses had the exact same problem, and they were like, sorry, we already replaced them once. Which I thought was kind of weak.
Yeah.
And and just to be clear, Ray-Ban and Oakley are the same company.
Yeah, Luxottica.
They're owned by Luxottica. So I hope, for whatever reason, I know it sounds like hopeless, that if my Oakleys have a problem, that I'll get the service I had with Oakleys when I've sent them back.
Yeah.
They come back fixed or replaced.
Totally.
So Littleton Criterium, that should be interesting. And that's Saturday, so you can watch it Saturday night on YouTube,
Yes.
which will be cool.
It will be cool.
Yeah, I'm
It's gonna
super
be awesome.
pumped. In fact, I saw them on local news talking about the day and all the different races and, things you can do with your kids. So it should be I think it's going to be a fun environment.
And we bought a new lens to do it.
Yes, a new old lens.
We bought a used, it's kind of a hunk of junk.
It is a hunk of junk. It's perfect for what we need.
But it's got a power zoom that means there's a little button you can push to make it zoom in and out. And it goes from, I think, 50 to 200. So I guess watch the broadcast, and if we're zooming people across.
Is that me? Is that my camera?
I believe so.
Oh, yeah, all right.
And we're going to put it on an FX6, which is a big fancy camera. It's going to have this weird little lens on it. But I think it should be cool.
Yeah.
And I wish you were going to be there. It's going to be me and Dylan and Melinda and Kate, Ryan and Lane.
Yep.
Which Ryan?
Ryan Kelly. Robot Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan High will be in Canada with me.
So everybody's working this weekend, and then next week in Leadville, everybody's working.
Yep.
And then there's this weird weekend after that that's kind of slow, but we have Louisville 70.3, which is an awesome race.
Yep.
And then is Gravel Worlds,
Yep.
which keeps growing.
Yeah.
That we went through the camera plan with the customer last week, and they said, let's add some more cameras. And they have a $100,000 prize purse from Good Life Nutrition, which is one of the sponsors and friends of ours. That's going to be exciting. I think between in Leadville 100 and Gravel Worlds, we'll have a lot of the same athletes.
True.
And so it's going to be exciting. I wouldn't say we're starting to get to know them, but we're starting to recognize them.
Totally.
So I can turn on gravel or mountain biking and say, oh, look, that's Alexi Vermillion or Lauren Stevens or whatever, which is kind of cool. And when we saw the race this weekend, I knew who first and second were.
Yeah, same.
So, and
FoCo Fondo had a couple of the same athletes. Like you said, Lauren Stevens and Alexi Vermillion. It also had Torbjorn Road, who was second at that Leadville photo that you have.
Yeah, and it was funny because the race came by and I didn't take real video equipment. I took my iPhone and snapped a photo that you wouldn't really be able to tell that I wasn't there with like a DSLR style camera.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So, what else you got?
I think that's it. Other than to say, I'm super pumped for Gravel Worlds. That's one of my favorite events of the year. So I'm excited to do the second one.
Is it one of your favorite events of the year, or is it because you get to eat Piedmontese beef?
Well, I'm not saying that doesn't help, but it's also a great event.
That was the best site visit of the year last year because we went to the Piedmontese, I don't know what you call it, headquarters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they have a restaurant built into the headquarters where we had a steak flight.
Yeah.
And that's like a flight of beers, but it's steaks.
That is pretty wild. They had like a special like night that they invited specific people to last year, and it was like a buffet, but of like restaurant quality food. They were cutting off prime rib as like thick as you wanted it. Oh my gosh, it was awesome.
Hopefully they do that again.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Fingers crossed.
So
Me too.
to wrap it up with our AI song, this AI song came out different than any other AI song we've ever written. And it appears that our AI has become self-aware because we gave it the exact same description. I mean, we give it a different description, write us a song about IRONMAN Canada or whatever, and then it goes and it searches the internet and it finds details and it makes a song. And this one, we asked it to write about the Lifetime Grand Prix and specifically the Leadville 100. And it wrote a song about writing a song about the Lifetime Grand Prix. And so it's almost like the song is instructions on how to make a song. Well, anyway, here it is. It doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a name. The name of the song is called .mp3. So it's just the extension. And we couldn't get it to open until we gave it a name. So we just typed in the word Leadville, which it doesn't. Well, check it out.
It looks like you're providing detailed information on off-road cycling events.
Sounds exciting! Now! If you'd like me to turn this into song lyrics or craft something inspired by this, let me know your preference. Perhaps a pump-up anthem for the racers.